Good, next exercise we're going to do is we're onto our backs. And this one is for those lower abs. And also with a bit of the upper abs, but mostly for the lower abs. So we're going to focus on the pelvic stabilization here. Make sure the pelvis does not move and tilt. And this is a very dangerous position. If we end up tilting our pelvis forward, we can put a lot of pressure on the lower back if we are not controlling it. So we always want to make sure that working in this leg lifted position, we have that imprint. So we want to focus this. So these are done incredibly slowly. With most of these exercises, we want to count 3 seconds to lower the legs and 3 seconds to lift the legs. It's about 2-3 seconds to lower and lift, and that's about the pace that we want to work. So we're going to go into the imprint position, lift the right leg, make sure the hips are nice and still, lift the left leg. Now we're at tabletop with the legs together. Arms up, in a nice straight arm position. Remember, focus on firing up all the muscles in the arms so they're nice and straight. And we're going to start with toe taps. So the toe taps is just a move through the thigh, lower it and lift it up nice and slow. So it's what, 3 down and 1, 2, 3 up. Very often I see they're trying to bend the sort of the lower part of the leg down, but this stays at 90 degrees and we're just lowering the leg down. Tap the toe or tap the flat foot down, and we alternate sides. We can go for time here. So time yourself, give yourself a 30 seconds even, or a minute. But after about 30 seconds, once we've got our sort of the pace of the legs, we can feel that those lower abs working. We've got the stabilizing in the hips and the lower back that we pushed into the ground. We can then move the opposite arm back as we lower the leg. So my right leg goes down, my left hand goes back, and now we're getting a little bit of shoulder work, upper back work, and even some brain work for a Friday morning. So we'll do that for about a minute. Then we're going to change to double legs. So these are a little bit harder. So first just get the movement of the hips. You'll feel it puts a lot more pressure on those lower abs. So the pelvis really wants to start bending forward, but force it in. Control the move there. And if you find you are lifting your back, don't go down all the way, maybe just halfway or 3/4 of the way down. Once we've got the movement with the legs sorted, we're nice and stable through the tummy, we can then take the arms back and nice, slow, controlled moves. These are almost done at double the speed, half the speed, should I say, of the single leg taps, because we are working a few more extra muscles here. And again, we'll go for about 30 seconds or a minute, nice and slow, through those hips, through those legs and the hips, making sure we focus on the lower tummy muscles as ease. The tummy muscles working in the lower part of the body, so slow there, focus there, those will burn. Then we're going to take those legs straight to the ceiling, pointing those toes, straight as mine are. And we're going to again keep the arms up, and we're just going to lower. These do not go all the way to the ground, only to about 45 degrees out, or till about where your pelvis or your back starts to lift. Again, each one's different, so if you're just doing little moves there, that's fine, as long as we make sure this part is nice and stable. Once we have got the movement there with the legs, we feel nice and stable, we can lift our head and take the arms back. So again, we can do 10 in each position. Now I find my body really has to work nice and slowly to stay nice and stable. So do about 10 in each. You can do 10 with your head down first and then lift your head up for 10. That's fine. We do about 20 altogether there. The next one we do is doing the windmill. So for this one we can keep the hands back, pointing towards the ceiling, legs to tabletop, and we're going to point those toes again. And now we're going to lower the legs together, but at the bottom we separate them and allow them to meet again at the top. So slow lower, separate and lift. We do 10 times in that direction, and then we separate them at the top, lower them at the bottom, and lift for the rest of the series, which will take us to 20. So first 10 going down together, separating at the bottom, and then at the top. If you feel like your hands are not behaving, or your arms are getting a little bit tired, for that one you can put your hands by the side for some support. I like keeping my hands up, allowing me to really focus on the movement without rushing through to not feeling the tummy muscles working there. Very good exercise if done properly, nice and slowly, but if you rush it, you can hurt yourself. So don't rush. There's no need to rush. Rather do 10 incredibly slow ones than 20 very fast ones. So always nice and slow on those. The last one I've included is a bit more of an advanced exercise. It's the corkscrew. So with this one, the two options are without the rollover included. But if you want, you can do it with the rollover, which is what we actually want to do today. So hands by the side, and all we're going to do is keep the legs together, drop them both down to the left, round, and back up to the top, to the right side, and then down, the other way. So it's down to the right, doesn't matter, going both ways, up to the left, and down, back the other way, and repeat. We can do it 5 times or 10 times in each direction. Alternatively, you can do the more advanced one, which includes the rollover. So it's legs down, as we lift them up, you lift those hips, take the legs back, touch, lift, and as you roll down, down the same side, down to the right, up and over, straighten and touch, lift. Again, very slowly. We only end up on the shoulder blades, we're not on the neck at all. Up and over, and we make sure these are done nice and slowly. Do not jerk the legs or the hips. I think I went round the same twice. It doesn't matter. We'll even them out. And back down. So this is great for the obliques to work. So nice control to the back. If you don't have the strength in your lower abs to lift your hips up, then just do the one with your head straight down, where we just round, lift, and to start strengthening those lower abs, you could always use the little round, lift the hips, and round, and lift the hips. There we go. So that's a nice little series for the tummy, lower abs, upper abs. So again, I can't stress this enough. Slow. Focus on that imprint. Don't lift the back. Whatever you do, rather do them slowly and make it burn for longer than try to rush through them.